Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, where we talk with local entrepreneurs, share motivation, network with one another, and pick up a tip or two on how not to burn your business to the ground. I'm your host, Spencer Ward. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Idaho Business Podcast. We are excited to have Seth Horst with us. But before we get into all the information and the exciting details of him and his life, we have to mention one of our awesome sponsors, Health West. Great medical group, great people. So give them a holler. Google where they're closest to you because they're throughout Idaho right now and they're continually growing. So see what they can do for you and your family and give them a shot. We have Seth Horst on the show with us today. He is a realtor. He lives in Coeur, Idaho. So a real beautiful area up there. He's a retired, a highway patroller in California. You know, let's not hold the C word against him. You know, he's come to California, he's come to Idaho, and he's seen the light. You know, so that's right. That's great. And on top of all that, he is the host of the Idaho Experience podcast. So that's kind of where I saw him first, and I started following their podcast, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. And I thought, you know, it would be a fun way to meet him and to get him onto our podcast. So welcome, Seth, and we're excited to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, man. I love jumping on other people's podcasts, and I heard, you know, you're from Idaho. I'm like, well, perfect. Let's talk.
Yeah. We've been doing this for about 5 years now, and about 400 episodes, close to
awesome,
rock and rolling now. So yeah, cool. So your bread and butter is obviously, residential real estate right now in Coeur.
Yep.
And, I see all around here, there's a lot of real estate agents. I think I can't remember what, someone told me the number the other day of how many real estate agents are just in Pocatello, Idaho. And it was astounding.
Yes.
And I have to imagine there's a lot of starving real estate agents out there.
I think so. Like Kootenai County, which is so the MLS up in Coeur d'Alene, which, is not even the only MLS up here. There's one in Sandpoint, which is north of us. I want to say there's like over 2,000 agents in our MLS alone. And it's not a huge area. I mean, geographically it's big, but population wise, I don't know, all of North Idaho is probably 300,000 people total.
Yeah, that's crazy. So how do you separate yourself amongst that vast majority of real estate agents out there to continue to generate success?
So I've got several partners, and then and we have a team. So our team's 10 people total, including an admin. We kind of took a different approach, and when we started out, we decided we want to be unapologetically ourselves. I think there's a fear in real estate that you have to appeal to everyone. And that's just not us. That doesn't feel genuine when you do that. So we came at it from a different approach, and we said, we're going to be ourselves, and people will like us or they won't like us. And we're okay with that.
I love it. It comes down to, we've talked a lot about this on our podcast, the core values. Like I'm in the janitorial industry, and I own a few janitorial companies from Twin Falls all the way to Rexburg, St. Anthony areas. And, we have close to 80 some odd employees, and we run both those companies off of 4 core values. It's just be honest, have fun, make money, work together.
Yeah.
And it's that's our unapologetic rules of our company. That's how we attract people to work for us. That's how we attract clients to do business with us. And when they don't match, we're just like, hey, sorry, it's not working.
Yeah.
And because it's so much easier to find that connection that works.
Yeah. I remember, my whole life you'd hear people say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I'd be like, well, that's bullshit. Cause, I was a cop for a long time, and there were certainly many days I loved, but there were a lot of days I did not. And I never really understood that until now. Now with the team we have, I actually show up to work and I'm energized to get there. I'm excited. And it's because of the people that we work with 100%, right? Real estate as a job is really stressful. It's not that much fun. payday's fun, but other than that, it's an emotional roller coaster with your clients, and it kind of sucks a lot. So if that was my only thing, I don't even know that I would like it. But I like the people and I like the clients, and that gives me energy. So now I can actually say, like, yeah, I actually like what I do. So I don't really feel like I work that much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. We talk a lot about that with our employees and our clients that, you could have your dream job, whatever your childhood self could dream up. Like, hey, that's my dream job. When I was a child, I thought I was going to run big resorts, like in
Mm.
Hawaii or Africa or somewhere cool. And but say you got that dream job and you get there and you're surrounded by people who are completely the opposite of you,
Mhm.
your values, your everything, and they're just full of Debbie Downers and Karens. That dream job turns into a nightmare real quick.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what job you have, it matters the type of people you surround yourself with in that job that makes all
100.
the difference.
Yeah, 100%. And that carries over to the clients that you serve as well, which I think we've found the secret to that in attracting the right people. And that's made all the difference because I genuinely enjoy working with the clients that we have. My biggest struggle right now, and I can say this for our entire team, our whole team struggle right now, is having time to maintain all of the amazing relationships that we make through work.
That's
Not a bad
awesome.
problem to have.
No, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, cool, man. Is there a story where you've had like a big learning experience, we call it a learning experience or failures that you're just like, wow, this is my tipping point. I can go this way or I can completely reinvent myself to go another way. Is there something like that that's ever happened to you in your life that,
I think probably the big picture, and I think you're probably going to get to this, but the the idea of niching down in your business.
okay,
Um, I had been told that, when I started in real estate, it was just me and my wife. And, people, I'd hear, the riches are in the niches. But as a new agent and probably any new business owner, that's really scary because you feel like you're shutting off an entire segment of potential clients or customers. But when you lean into that, we are a perfect example of it, when you take that leap and you really niche down, the reward is like tenfold in a number
yeah,
of ways. We did that. So our whole team is former first responders and veterans, or both. And we really leaned into all of our marketing, tends to be towards that type of person. A lot of our podcast episodes are with people from that shared background. We talk about a lot of the issues that first responders and veterans deal with on a daily basis, whether that's while they're doing the job, transitioning out of the job, trying to find a new job, all of that stuff. And it has attracted the exact type of people that we are. And some of that's being unapologetically ourselves, right? We swear, we make mistakes, we do all this stuff. And I think it shows us as real human beings. So when people call us, they find us on our YouTube channel, North Idaho Experience. When they call us and I answer the phone, or Dave or Eric, my other partners, they're always like, "Oh wow, like didn't expect you guys to answer the phone." And then we have the best conversations. We'll get on a video call, we'll sit down and chat, and it's like immediate trust both ways, which works out really well for us because it's important for us to be able to trust our clients, because I don't
sure,
want to waste my time. And it's important for them to be able to trust us. So when we have that shared background, it's immediate. There's no like ice to break. They call us, which is different from normal real estate where you're, cold calling or doing whatever. That shit to me is absolutely soul sucking, and I won't do it. Um, this is amazing. Like they call us, and I'm like, wow, this is great. These are the coolest. Every time I get off the phone and I go into the office, I'm like, I just met the coolest people. And my wife's like, you say that every time. I'm like, well, that's the reality we're living in. It's great.
yeah. No, I love that. I really do feel like as you really narrow down and niche down, you just find more and more cool people. I came home the other day, it was like last week, and I told my wife the same thing. I'm like, I met the coolest dude. Like he was so cool, And I talked to her for like half an hour. She's like, yeah, yeah, cool, awesome. So, but I'm like, yeah, it's because you, and the people don't realize too, when you niche down, you can spend less in marketing because then you're only catering
Yeah.
all your marketing to just that niche. So you're reducing your marketing costs. You're speaking the language to that niche. You don't care about these guys over here. You don't care about these guys over here. You're just worrying about this niche and their needs and how to add value to their problems and their issues. And it goes a long ways because yeah, you're right. When you're first brand new, you're just like all money is good money,
Hmm.
take it all. And you quickly realize that's not the right way to do it, you know?
Right. It's scary. You need, being an entrepreneur is absolutely terrifying. It's exhilarating. It's all of that mixed into one. And yeah, you feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't appease to everyone or appeal to everyone, then I won't make any money. But it's the opposite, and it's a very hard lesson to learn because it takes a huge leap of faith. But once you do it, I fully believe, and I've lived it. It's incredible. Our team, we've only this is our second year as a team. Like I said, we have 5 owners, two spouse couples in there, and then we've got 4 buyers agents, and our team will do $100 million in sales this year in North Idaho, which is not a huge market. So we've quickly become the number one team in North Idaho, and we've done it by being our true authentic selves. And I'm sure pissing some people off along the way, but I don't care. We've also made some incredible relationships. And I think you probably see this, but Idaho as a whole is a really special place because it attracts a certain type of person, for the most part, right? Not entirely, but for the most part, and especially North Idaho. You've got people that come here because they have a set of values. It's usually God, family, country, and they share those values, and they come here because this whole place embodies that. So it's building a stronger community in my mind. Obviously, there's pushback because home prices have gone up, and I understand that that's a difficult situation to deal with. But overall, it's building a really strong community of like-minded individuals who share the same value system. It's pretty awesome.
No, I couldn't have said it better because yeah, I love this state and I think there's some awesome people in it and we got some good things going for us. We got some good synergies going for us. So yeah,
Yeah.
we just got to keep the good people in charge and or get the good people in charge so they can continue to propel our state into better areas and
Right. Which we've so our podcast is not a real estate related podcast. We have a YouTube channel that does some real estate videos that kind of highlights the area. We do vlogs of different towns and really show off the lifestyle. But then our podcast is just community focused. So we bring in all types of guests from North Idaho, really interesting people, business owners, movers and shakers, people that are doing cool, unique things, of which there are an endless amount. And we just sit down for an hour to an hour and a half and have a conversation. Sometimes it's cops, sometimes it's veterans. It really doesn't matter. But what we've also started diving into lately is getting into political. So we've become a conduit of information for North Idaho, in getting into the political world. So we've had multiple mayoral candidates, city council members, different mayors from different cities up here. And, we try to be unbiased. We just want to be a conduit of information so that the public can make an informed decision. And that is deeply important to us because that is what will keep Idaho, Idaho. I guess we're a weird mixture because yes, we do sell homes to a lot of out of state people, but we're also deeply invested in maintaining this community the way it is. We've also started a judicial watch group because a lot of us are former cops. So we are finding ways to get information out about how judges are ruling in cases up here. And that is deeply important because their rulings directly affect the crime rate up here. I'm not sure if you know this, but Idaho just took #1 as the safest state in the U.S.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. There are some shocking states out there that you would be surprised about. Montana's kind of in the middle of the list. They're in the 20s.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. Now,
I would
Washington, who's our neighbor, is like #4 for the highest crime rate. That's not really a surprise, but um, so it's easy to sell this state. The state sells itself. If you have, their shared values, like my job is just to inform people. And then, usually they're like, wow, that sounds amazing. I want to move there. And then it's like, okay, well, we can help with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Wyoming, he kind of surprised me that it was further up the list than I expected. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Strange.
Got a few friends in Wyoming and a brother in Wyoming. So I'm like, well, okay. I know those type of people. And I'm like, I'm surprised there's more crime. So,
Well,
well,
what
awesome. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what we usually tell people is an armed society is a polite society. And I think, Idaho is very strong in Second Amendment rights. So if you love guns and freedom, and Idaho might be a place for you to live.
I love that. I love that quote. I used to have that on a t-shirt back in the day. So no, that's it's so true. I'm looking at a sign in my office right now that says guns are welcome on premises. Please keep all weapons holstered until need arises. In such a case, judicial marksmanship is appreciated, so
There you go. Does it all.
sometimes my office manager will take it down when we're interviewing employees. I'm like, nah, leave it up. Leave it up. Just enjoy
Leave it
it.
up
So
because you'll attract the right employees. I've been doing this
that's
for, we've done a bunch of interviews lately, and my first question, and this annoys my team, but I'm like, my first question is, do you love America? And people are like, oh, I didn't expect that question. But that
a
tells
good
me everything, right? Do you love
that's a good
America?
question. I
That's
love that
important.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that from you. I like that one.
See how they react.
Yeah, that's true. Because especially nowadays, you could go one way or the other,
Yeah.
because
And I don't care what your politics are, but for damn sure, you should still love this country because it's the greatest
yeah,
country on earth.
that's exactly right. And I've always said, like in business, I don't think businesses need to take a political side at all, but every business needs to be pro-America, no matter what.
Right.
So
Because this country has given us the opportunity to build these businesses as we see fit, and there's
yeah,
no ceiling when you're an entrepreneur. That's the best thing.
it's exactly right. So, oh man, I appreciate the time you've spent with us today. As we close, we usually go to a lightning round. Uh, we ask you a couple questions before we end, but for the lightning round, there's a sponsor, and it's my company. It's called New Clean Commercial Cleaning. And, like we mentioned in the beginning, if you guys have any janitorial needs from Twin Falls all the way to Rexburg, give us a holler. If you tell us you heard about us on the podcast, we have from any free service, absolutely for free, no strings attached, from a carpet cleaning to an office fogging, disinfection, to whatever. Karen and Peter are dragging the colds in from outside and getting everyone sick, so you might as well take advantage of something. So, anyways, let's get into the lightning round here, Seth. Is there a favorite book that you've read or even used a certain tool or software tool that's kind of been a game changer for you lately?
So I'm reading a book right now. I've had a lot of favorite books, but I'll just give you the one I'm reading right now. It's by Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. And that is a big passion of mine right now for our entire team because we live in a certain level of chaos in the day to day because real estate's just completely bananas. People want things right now, and you're dealing with lots of money. So that is been a very helpful book. I'm not even halfway through it yet, and I've had a number of epiphanies from it. So
Cool,
that's a good
cool. I like it. And next one, biggest myth business owners need to know the truth about.
niches. It's all about the niches, right? I don't know if it's a myth or a limiting belief, but people need to know the truth that if you niche down and you take a stance on something, whatever it is, you show your values and you let the world know what your values are, you will attract people with similar values. And that is the most rewarding thing in the world.
I love it. I love it. That's so true. In our industry, we really niche down on the medical side of janitorial, and then our second niche, because it's Idaho, it's not so populated that we need to have a second niche. We do more financial institutions, so we kind of have a red light, green light, yellow light system. Like, hey, this is how we grade these type of sectors that we go into. So yeah, it's very important. Okay, last but not least, and then after this, we'll roll out the red carpet for you, and I'm sure plenty of people are going to be asking, hey, how do I get a hold of this guy if I'm looking for real estate or I want to do something up in northern Idaho? So, what was one question that I should have asked and that I didn't, and what would be your answer?
Mm. What's your favorite thing about North Idaho?
Perfect.
And my answer to that, and this is Idaho as a whole, but obviously I live up here, so I'm more specific. My favorite thing about Idaho, and it's not the natural beauty, of which we have abundance. It's not the laws and regulations, which are amazing and free. It is the community of people up here. When you walk down the street, and probably any street in Idaho, but specifically North Idaho, when you walk down the street, people are going to look you in the eye and they're going to say hi. And they don't want anything from you. So know that if you're coming here for a visit, they just are literally saying hi, because that's the kind of community that it is. It's a bigger city with a small town feel. I can go into any coffee shop in this town and I will bump into people that I know, and it's fun. It's good. People will talk to you in line while you're at the grocery store. Totally normal. And that's the way America used to be, and it should be. We call this place a throwback because it feels like, when we grew up in the 80s and 90s, that kind of place. So yeah, 100% community.
I love it. Pocatello we used to be known as the smile capital of the USA.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've gone away from that a little bit. I try to bring that back as much as I can.
Good.
But yeah, it's that's awesome though, over there in Northern Idaho, that you can have that camaraderie amongst your citizens. That's awesome. So, okay, well, Seth, again, like if someone wanted to reach out and be like, man, I like what this guy's saying. I like this guy's values. I'd like to be able to carry on a conversation because maybe I want to buy a vacation home up there or whatever it is. What's the best way to reach out to you?
So best way to find us, we have a website, northidahoexperience.com. We have a YouTube channel, North Idaho Experience, and we are on all podcast platforms with our podcast. If you want to email us directly, just shoot me an email, seth@nidexperience.com, and I will respond directly.
Cool. Awesome. We'll put that in the podcast notes as well. And yeah, I appreciate it all the time, Seth.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, man. Nice chatting with you. It's good to know people are doing good things down in Eastern Idaho as well.
That's right. Yeah, we're trying. We're trying down here for sure. So,
oh, yeah.
For all those that are listening and you're thinking, man, this is a great episode, share it with someone that you think could use it right now. And as always, be happy, be grateful, and find opportunities to serve others. That's it for today's Idaho Business Podcast. Hopefully you learned something new. And if you didn't, I've got a cheat code for you. Go to theidahobusinesspodcast.com, enter your email, and get my 20 golden rules for business. It's packed with my best advice, plus it's free. Subscribe, leave a review, share this with a friend. Until next time, keep hustling, keep laughing, and keep Idaho awesome.